A wave of gun violence across the St. Louis and Metro East area has left. 17 children, all under the age of 16 years old, and a young mother dead since early May. What do you guys think about that? 17. What's going on to Packer Girl? My blessings and my love all to you, my sister. Good to see you in the building. You guys show some love to Packer Girl in the building, man, right? What do you guys think about that? 17 children dead, including a mother, since May. Some of the victims were just leaving a party or standing on a sidewalk when they were shot and killed. Now, again, I want you guys to get your popcorn, get you something to drink, kick back. This is going to be a long story, and we have a lot of videos, so I think you guys will find this pretty interesting. Many of these cases just in St. Louis, not across America, in one city, have gone unsolved. Local residents and city leaders told the news that they are fed up with the rising violence. Here's one story. Matter of fact, let me see if I can get this up on the screen for you guys. Hold on. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I know how I'll do this. We'll just talk about it. We'll move through this. Clifford Swan III was walking near a Oak Park apartment in Spanish Lake around 6 p.m. on September the 12th when he was shot. He later died from his injuries at a local hospital. I'll do my best to try to show you guys who each of these individuals is because there was a lot of them. So let me put his photo up on the screen right there. This is who we're talking about at this current juncture, right here. Jabari Lowry was charged with the murder, and police say it was not random. Okay, let's move on to my next picture if I can find it. This is Rodney March. Wow. Look at that. Look at that. Earlier that same exact day, a 3-year-old boy that you guys are looking at on my screen by the name of Rodney March III found an insecure gun in his North County home and accidentally shot himself. He was pronounced dead later on. Let's move on to my next story because these will be really quick, really small stories, but they have a much deeper meaning altogether. Show you guys this photo. A 15-year-old boy right here on my left-hand side, Centonio, Sentonio, Centonio Cox, was killed on August the 25th, just before 6 a.m. Officers arrived to the 7,300 block of Vermont and found Cox with a gunshot wound to the head. On Friday night, 8-year-old Journey Thompson, on the right-hand side, was sitting in the stands at a Solon High School watching a football game jamboree with her 2 cousins when a fight suddenly broke out. And I want you guys to notice there's going to be a theme. During the fight, shots rang out a block north of the high school, and police say Good Samaritans rushed to help the young girl clinging to life, but the girl died moments later. Let's move on to my next photo. And it is really hard to try to keep track of all of these. I'm going to be real honest with you guys. I know which one I'm looking for. Bear with me just a moment because I have a lot of photos here. This one. A 7-year-old boy and an 18-year-old man were shot in Hyde, H-Y-D-E, Hyde Park neighborhood North City on August 16th, police said. The shooting happened just after 5 p.m. on the 3500 block of North 14th Street. According to the police, this boy right here, Xavier Usanga, U-S-A-N-G-A, was with a 12-year-old boy and a 10-year-old girl when he was shot. Usanga was taken to the hospital and later pronounced dead. The other 2 children with Usanga at the time of the shooting were not injured. Let's move on to my next photo. Jason Eberhardt. Let me see if I can find his photo. This gentleman. Days into the new school year, this guy on my screen, Jason Eberhardt, was a high school junior aspiring to be an NFL player. But his dreams were cut short on August the 18th. Eberhard was shot multiple times while standing in a parking lot in Carr Square neighborhood. Charles Shelton said he woke up to a phone call Sunday morning with the news that his cousin Eberhard was killed. Jason was in the wrong place at the wrong time, Shelton said. I'm going to say that again. Jason was at the wrong place at the wrong time, Charles Shelton said, who was his cousin. It's one of those situations where I wish I could have made a difference. As police search for a suspect, Shelton is using his personal tragedy to fuel his mission to help others. Okay? If you guys are watching, please click that thumbs up. This is going to be a very unique, very long, very informative story that might piss some of y'all off. Because what I got to say about this, thank you, Packer Girl, said Black lives don't matter, and it should matter to those who are going through this. And I think that you guys are going to find a common theme with each and every one of these stories. Okay? Let's move on to my next one. Where is it at? Where is it at? There's just too many names in here. Trina'ty. Where's Trina'ty at? Here we go. You guys can see this on my screen. Early May, Elijah Johnson was heading to work when he got the hardest call of his life when he learned that his 3-year-old son, Kїllḛd Johnson, and the mother of his child, Trina'ty Riley, were killed. Neighbors told the news someone entered Riley's home in the 5900 block. Someone entered the home, broke in, I'm assuming, entered the home on 5900 block of Ferris and opened fire on the young mother and her child. And that to me does not sound random. I want you guys to remember what I'm trying to portray. That is a common theme. All of these stories are tied to one thing, okay? About 6 to 7 gunshots were heard before the suspect drove off. That sounds like it was targeted, and that sounds like it was intended. Just a lot of pain. It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it, Johnson said, describing the pain he felt after learning the devastating news. Mixed emotions, very heartbroken right now, actually. And this case still remains unsolved at the time. Now, I'm going to warn you guys, if some of these photos aren't 100% accurate, again, do not charge it to my heart, charge it to my head, because it's a lot to try to keep up with, okay? Because I know people were upset that I called out the wrong police officer, but nonetheless, it was a police officer instead of the white guy, it was the black guy. So I'll admit that, all right? But I did have one of the right photos on the screen. So it is what it is. Matter of fact, somebody tried to tell me I need to delete the video and redo the whole thing. And I'm like, hey, unless you donating and you telling me that, I ain't redoing shit. Period. All right? 99% of the information was right, except one of the photos. Come on. Absolutely ridiculous. And if that person is listening, then you heard what I just said and how I addressed you. You heard? Let's move on. This little girl in South St. Louis, her name was Kennedy Powell, just 3 years old. And if you guys are watching, please click the thumbs up. I know a lot of people are not clicking to donate because I can see it. But if you would, click the thumbs up. All right? I'm going to stop this again and remind you guys to click the thumbs up. Only 116 thumbs up, but we got 160 people watching. Click that thumbs up because I'm watching you. I know y'all ain't clicking it. Y'all might not love this video, but I want you guys to love the message that we're trying to spread. This little girl's name, Kennedy Powell, 3 years old, was just standing on the sidewalk with a group of kids ages 4, 6, and 8. Michigan Avenue, early June, when someone inside a white Nissan drove by and began firing shots, otherwise known as a drive-by. Don't put those names in my chat, Karina. Don't put those names in my chat. Because I don't know those people and they don't know me. But I feel you. I feel you. Don't put those names in my chat, sweetheart. we never call people out by name, but it's all good. I feel you. But let's keep moving on, okay? Now, somebody drove by and just shot, okay? They quote, "I heard gunshots. It gets me out of my bed and I see her lying on the ground." This little baby that y'all see to my right-hand side, said Powell's grandmother, Tracy Wofford. Witnesses say Powell's father was performing CPR and they said the father, so shout out to the father, was performing CPR on her as he waited for the EMS to arrive. The 3-year-old girl later died at the hospital. That's sad. A 6-year-old girl who was outside with power was struck in the back by a bullet, police said. So let me go ahead and try to get my next photo up on the screen. I don't know if I have this one or not. Let me see if I have it. A lot of pictures to keep up with. Okay, I don't. So let me go ahead and remove this off the screen for just a moment. Now, on July 19th, a 10-year-old boy by the name of Eddie Hill was hanging out with his father and family members on the porch during a warm summer night. Family members said that a dark-colored car crept down the 4700 block of Page and began shooting. Another drive-by. And if you guys are listening, each one of these stories are separate incidents. So if you're just now coming in, number one, click the thumbs up. Number two, you're just coming in right at the beginning of the story because there's a lot to this, okay? Came down the block and just started busting shots. Eddie Hill, the 10-year-old boy, was hit in the chest and died shortly later in the hospital. Another child, that just saddens me, said Leroy Carter, who is a resident. I don't know what to say. I don't have any words. I'm speechless. You know, what are we going to do about this violence around here? That's the pertinent question. I like to say pertinent because it pertains to exactly the message that I've been trying to preach here since I started this about 2 years ago. Okay. Now, no one else was injured during this particular drive-by. Let's move on to the next story. Authorities were called to the 1500 block of North 20th Street after an 11-year-old girl was found with a fatal gunshot wound to the head, and the girl was identified as Trina'ty Keyes, Charnija, another one of those unique names. Trina'ty Keyes reportedly lived nearby. Limited details about the shooting or potential suspects have been released, but Keyes' death is considered suspicious, the police say. St. Metropolitan Police Chief John Hayden said that this is a low point for the city. You guys can see, look at all of these photos. Matter of fact, let me see if I can get a better photo than that. And I can show you guys most of these photos as a collective. Let me see if I can get it on the screen for you guys. I don't like that one because they got one of the faces blocked out. Hold on. That one. It's probably the best one. That's probably the best representative right there. He said this is a low point for the city. So the notion that somebody would shoot when children would shoot when children could be in harm's way is at an all-time high and kind of civic responsibility low that we are experiencing right now, Hayden said. I kind of got some of that wrong, but it's okay. The Metro East community is mourning the death of a rising 14-year-old star in Bellevue, Illinois, and most of y'all might know this story because I reported this story, okay? Let me get his photo up on the screen, and some of y'all might remember the stream. If you did not watch it, please go back and watch it. I thought it was very powerful. I get emotional when I watch this story. That is the story of Jaylen Brown. I saw his photo right here, this one. Or excuse me, Jalen McKenzie. I apologize. Got his name wrong. The 14-year-old football star in Bellevue, Illinois in May. He was supposed to bury me. I'm not supposed to bury him, Otis Gunner said. I can't explain it. It's a call you never thought you would get and never thought it would happen to you. Gunner's son, Jalen McKenzie, right here, was leaving a house party when he and a 15-year-old girl were struck by stray gunfire. Gunner told the news that McKenzie was leaving a party to avoid a fight. There was a fight that broke out and he got up and tried to leave. And he was shot and killed. Emergency crews transported McKenzie to a local hospital where his family and more than 75 of his friends waited for updates at the hospital. And unfortunately, his son died shortly at midnight. One of the most telling things about this particular story was his mom. And you guys know that that's rare for me to say that. The reason why it's rare for me to say that is because I believe that in the black community, we have this dynamic of mothers in the home, but no fathers. But in this case, there was a mother and father in the home. And I absolutely love his mother's voice because she is so sweet. And you can see why his dad fell in love with his mom. Easy to see. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, when you finish this video, go back and watch this, because I did this when it first happened, okay? Now, although he was still in middle school, the 14-year-old athlete was receiving attention from college athletes, from colleges like Missouri and Illinois for his impressive skills on the field, and his parents said that he was shy and reserved, but came alive while playing sports. McKenzie was also recently featured in Sports Illustrated magazine as one of the 6 teens who will rule in the future of sports. I'm gonna tell you guys, he was actually projected to be an NFL player. Really, really good. Actually, I think he was good in basketball, and they say that just everybody around him loved him. Like I say, if you get a chance, you'll have to scroll back quite a ways because I did this a while ago. All right, let's go ahead and move on. So go ahead and move on past the story. Across the river in South St. Louis County, Robert R.J. Dorsey went outside for a walk at night on July 17th when he was shot in the stomach. His aunt, Kara Hibden, recalls the last moments that Dorsey's sister and grandmother saw him alive. He hugged her and said, "I'll be right back," and I walked outside and they shot him as soon as he walked outside, she said. He didn't even make it down the driveway. The teen was a basketball star at Bayless High School and was loved by his coaches. Police still don't have any leads to who may be responsible for the killing of the teen, but family members believe the shooter may have known Dorsey. Again, that is a common theme, and I want you guys to put this together. What is the theme of all of this? There is a theme. There is a single thing that connects all of this. Let's move on. He took away all the memories me and my brother had, said Shamila Andrews, a sister of Coleman. We really didn't get to grow up with each other, but he's my brother, same blood. I just can't believe this happened to him. Coleman was shot once in the chest and later, oh, wait a minute, I skipped. Damn, there's a lot of stories I skipped at, sorry. Here's the next story. A triple shooting that stemmed from an ongoing feud in Madison, Illinois, left a 15-year-old dead. Police say that Madison said 15-year-old Omarion Coleman was among 2 people, a 16-year-old and a 21-year-old, shot inside a home on 4th Street, July the 10th. Coleman was shot once in the chest and later died. Police arrested Corian Mosley, and Torian Mosley. What's the common theme? Left third got it. Left third got it. Post it in the chat if you think you know what it is. We're going to talk about all of those things because what I used to do back in the day, and Packer Girl will know this, whenever I used to do shows, I'm not good at doing shows. So what I used to have to do was I'd come up with a topic and then I'd come out with branching topics and then I would talk about those subtopics. The main topic is what Left Third said. The branching topics are going to be things like what Kitten Paws BB posted and what other people in the chat have posted. Those are going to be our subtopics. Keep that in mind. Corian and Torian Mosley in connection with the deadly shooting. The Mosleys and 3 victims have been in an ongoing feud days before the shooting, police say. I can't understand why. A 14-year-old Ian Coleman was found dead inside a North County apartment after officers responded to a welfare check on July the 20th. Officers said Coleman was inside an apartment complex with a group of teenagers when a gun went off and struck the teen. Yes, let's blame the gun. When a gun went off and struck the teen. A person of interest has been identified in the case. An investigation is still ongoing as authorities continue to search for a suspect who shot and killed 14-year-old Christina Curry in South St. Louis. Family members said Curry's body was found in an alley between Roosevelt High School and the school's football field. I hurt because I can't understand why someone would hurt my granddaughter that way, said Curry's grandmother, Antonina Valentine, whatever. I can't pronounce that. I'm sorry, I can't. Next story. Homicide detectives are still investigating the deaths of Jashawn Johnson and Maisha Cannon. Let me see if I can get that photo because I think I have that one. Hold on just a second. Let me get that. And if you guys are watching, click that thumbs up if you would, please. That would help me out quite a bit. Let me see. Where is it at? Jashawn. Well, at least I have one of the photos. This one. That's Jashawn Johnson. And then they're also talking about Maisha Cannon, who were both killed early June in North City. Johnson, on my right-hand side, was 16 years old, was found with multiple fatal gunshot wounds in the area of Redbud and Marigaretta. And 2 days later, Cannon was found in the 4400 block of Lexington with a gunshot wound to the head. Cannon was pronounced dead at the scene, and the search is still on for both of their killers. Anyone with information on these cases is urged to call the Homicide Division directly at 314-444-5371, or anyone who has tips can remain anonymous and is interested in a reward can contact Crime Stoppers at 866-371-TIPS or 8477. And again, they do have a $100,000 reward for information leading to closing these cases. I don't know if any of you guys could use $100,000, but I'm going to tell you, when you dangle that kind of money around our people, it should make people want to talk. And I'm going to tell you something. One thing that I find strange is the fact that people talk about they want solutions. Well, me and Tommy Sotomayor and Soto Nation and the AFC and all of us, even the pro-blacks, are trying to tell you guys where most of this violence stems from. It starts in the black community. It starts and ends in the black community. People that look just like us. While some people out there trying to tell you it's the white man that you should fear. But what did the great philosopher Tupac tell you guys? They say it's the white man that I should fear, but it's my own kind doing all the killing here, right? Let's go ahead and get this fair use popping and show you guys all of the news coverage that this got. This is going to be a doozy, so click that thumbs up. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
In St. Louis tonight, there's a $100,000 reward for information in a wave of child killings. Dean Reynolds reports at least a dozen kids aged 16 and younger have been killed in St. Louis since this past spring.
There's a new and heartbreaking fact about homicides in this city. Kids are getting killed. 3-year-old Kennedy Powell was shot in the chest in June eating a pizza outside her home.
Let me take a pause for the cause. Thank you, Rick Rooster. You guys make sure to check out A Fatherless America, afatherlessamerica.com, because this is exactly where all of this is stemming from. Me and Tommy have been right this entire time, and Tommy a hell of a lot longer than me, and I'm so glad that he finally put this movie out. And if you guys have not seen it, if you want to know where this violence starts, it starts from fatherless homes. We'll talk about that here in a minute. We got a shit ton of videos to watch. Let's go ahead and watch these.
There's a new and heartbreaking fact about homicides in this city. Kids are getting killed. 3-year-old Kennedy Powell was shot in the chest in June eating a pizza outside her home. Tracy Wofford is her grandmother.
Every time I look out here on the ground, I see her. And it's hard.
Kennedy was one of at least 12 children under 17, 6 of them under 11, who've been murdered here since April. At least a threefold increase over all of last year. Journey Thompson was 8 and standing near a high school football game when she was killed last Friday. Rashid Thompson is her father.
When all this clears up, I want to take my 2 youngest kids and I want to move out of town.
Let me ask you this, because I know Tommy has addressed this before, so I don't mind people posting it in the chat. And I want you guys to remember, and you notice nobody gets blocked, nobody gets timed out here, because I do encourage people to speak their opinions. But more than speaking, I want to make sure that you guys are listening, okay? But you said that no crime is fueled by crime is fueled by poverty, and racism has allowed resources to be cut off and crime proliferated in black areas. Well, we'll talk about that here in a minute. But first and foremost, the last time I checked, the majority of people who are suffering from poverty are actually white people. Y'all always want to talk about, but let me call something out. Y'all tell me, am I wrong? Those same type of people like Marla will say things like when we talk about Section 8 and food stamps and all of that, they'll say, well, you know, it's more white people on food stamps. You know, it's more white people on Section 8. Well, you know, white people are actually the poorest people in this country. It's not just black people, right? This is why y'all gotta be careful when you use words, because people like me and Tommy are listening. You get that PayPal. I don't know who he's talking about. But people are listening to you. So, right, I'll agree with you if you say that it's more white people that are on food stamps in Section 8. That means that they're actually the poor ones. So if that's the case, if they are the most prevalent poor people in the United States of America, then why aren't they doing all of this violence to themselves? It seems like they're just as disenfranchised, if not more, meaning that they're probably going through more bull crap than we are. But it's so funny how we want to talk about white supremacy and all of that kind of stuff, but yet you have white people that are supposedly suffering from the exact same thing, if not more so. Because we try to say it's more of them in jail, more of them in poverty, more of them that are broke, more of them living in trailer parks, more of them that are on drugs. Yep. But guess who owns most of the guns in the United States of America? Let me scoot back closer to the microphone. I don't know if you guys just heard me. You gonna flag my channel? Guess who owns the majority of the guns and the bullets and all of this type of stuff in America? It's the same people that y'all are saying are the brokest and most disenfranchised people and the most arrested people in the United States of America. That is, and also the people that y'all say are the most supreme. By the way, it's funny how they can be all of those things, but then you won't equivocate the fact that they don't do this type of violence to themselves. They own the most guns, but yet they don't commit all of this violence towards their own kind or to anybody. Even if guns are illegal, I'll look at it like this. Like, you know, you guys have heard this when they say that the government is so-called dropping off all of these guns in the black communities, in the disenfranchised communities at a disproportional rate, right? But I've always said this. If I take a butcher knife, and this is actually a real life scenario. If I were to take a butcher knife and I know that I don't like my neighbors down the street, and I take a butcher knife and I go set it down there on their porch, and they pick that butcher knife up and they go kill everybody inside of their house and then kill themselves. Are we going to blame the knife, or are we going to blame the person that picked up the knife and did the bad thing with it? Was that too much for you guys? That gonna make y'all hit the dislike button that I just said that? I don't like somebody, so I'm going to go take a weapon, sit it on your front porch, and wait for you to pick it up and shoot yourself in the face. I'm gonna take my weapon of people I don't like and take the weapon and set it on your front porch. And what are you gonna do? You're going to wipe each other out. You're going to kill each other. Well, if y'all already know that that's what they're doing, if you already know that that's what's the plan, then why do you continue to participate in the plan? We're going to talk about knives here actually in a minute, because that was actually a real life scenario. Do y'all know that there's actually a city in the United States of America that not only had guns banned, but now they're trying to ban knives? Did y'all know that? They are actually trying to ban knives. Now they're trying to say knife violence instead of gun violence. Y'all think I'm lying? We'll move on forward. Let's move forward.
I can't see myself wanting to be here knowing this is the city that my daughter was murdered in.
Lyda Cruson is the mayor of that city, where a reward of $100,000 is being offered until September 1st for information on the killings.
Have you seen an increase in tips since you offered this reward?
We have. I talked with the chief. There have been an increase in tips. Not enough.
And yet there have been no arrests.
Who shoots in the direction of a 7-year-old or a 10-year-old? So it's so outrageous.
Mayor Cruson says St. Louis needs more police officers and tougher gun laws. Other than a felon, anyone in Missouri can walk down the street with a gun, concealed or not, without a permit because none is required.
They say that the problem is we need more gun laws. What? Let's make more laws to make it harder for law-abiding citizens to get guns. But last time that I checked, most of the people that are committing the violence aren't people that are going and getting their fucking certification. What? Am I right or am I wrong? Make more gun laws on the people that are going to go get their guns legally, but yet we're going to continue to just turn a blind eye to the people that have the guns illegally that don't give a shit about the gun laws. Thank you, Left Third. Thank you.
You can carry an AK-47 or AR-15, and sometimes people do. Very intimidating.
James Clark is an anti-violence activist.
These people are stupid because those are two separate issues.
Now the mentality says whoever's with you, they can get it too.
Do you want revenge?
No, I want the person to come forward. If you can take my daughter away from me, be man enough to come forth and say you did it. You hurt our whole family.
The more that they continue to ban stuff, like I'm gonna tell you guys, the cities that ban guns, they turn around and start using knives. The cities that will start to ban knives will turn around and start killing with rocks. The cities that turn around and ban rocks, they'll turn around and start killing each other with cars, which they're already starting to do. Then guess what they're gonna do? Then they're gonna start banning cars. And once they start banning cars, then what are they gonna start doing? They're gonna start gang jumping people. They're gonna start jumping people and stomping people and kicking people in the head. Then guess what they're gonna do? Then they're gonna ban the tennis shoes that people are stomping each other in the heads with. And then guess what we're gonna do when they start banning the tennis shoes that people are stomping each other in the head with? Then they're gonna start banning t-shirts. And when they start banning t-shirts, because niggas have literally learned how to take t-shirts and choke each other out and hang each other with t-shirts, then guess what they're gonna do? Then they're gonna start digging up sand and digging up dirt and start just... When people start choking each other out with the hands and start choking each other, then they're going to start banning hands, and then they're going to start cutting your hands off so you can't have hands in order to choke people out. Man in Black knows what I'm saying. Y'all feel what I'm saying. Let's move on to the next video. They're going to start banning limbs. Come on, man.
Yeah, John, as you said, we are at the North Patrol Division, which is located on Union just down the road from here, is where 8-year-old Journey Thompson was murdered on Friday night. Now, it turns out that the crime of murder has visited Journey's family twice in recent months. Sharonda Edmondson says she is Journey's birth mother, surrounded by family members in the rotunda at...
Wow. Oh, I forgot about this. I want y'all to look at this. Let me lighten this picture up. Ooh-wee. Lord Jesus. Let me back this up a little bit. I'm sorry, but Tommy talks about this a lot. I want y'all to look at this video and tell me what y'all see. What's wrong with this picture? Lighters will be, yep, thank you, Packer Girl. Come on, man. Then they're going to start banning pots and pans because people are getting killed with pots and pans. Then they're going to start banning pool sticks because people are now getting jabbed in the stomach with pool sticks. Then they're going to start banning gardening tools because now people are getting beat up with hoes and rakes. Then when they start banning hoes and rakes, what are they going to ban next? Baseball bats? Yes, now let's ban baseball bats. Then when they ban baseball bats, then they're going to have to ban... You kind of see how retarded this is, but it's stuff that's actually happening. They are actually trying to ban knives. This is stuff that's really happening. We won't change the mentality, but we want to continue to make it harder for you to get the things that you are perpetuating the violence instead of trying to fix the mentality. That's always been the problem. Look at this again.
Sharonda Edmondson says she is Journey's birth mother, surrounded by family members in the rotunda at City Hall.
Look at that. Oh my God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 women and a feminine looking dude behind them. No men. Look at that.
Says she is Journey's birth mother, surrounded by family members in the rotunda at City Hall. She asked her daughter's killer to do the right thing.
I want to plead with whoever that took my life of my baby to turn themselves in.
She also says there is a tragic family tie to Journey. The mother says Journey is related to Kennedy Pat.
Shout out to Georgia Bob said, thank you for being the voice of reality. FYI, my name is actually George. I just made up the Bob part. Thank you for always supporting the channel. I really appreciate that. We got new links in the description box, man. When y'all get a chance, look at those links and click them because I just updated those last night. Let's move on with the next video.
Now, that's a 3-year-old girl who was murdered in June on the city's south side in a drive-by shooting.
It's just hurting me because there's so many innocent kids losing their life.
That's the new representative in the black community. And that's what these kids are growing up that think that are men are these big old huge burly looking women. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it's sad.
That's what's replaced the men. Hashtag babies for benefits. Let's move on to the next video, guys. We got a ton of videos coming. Click that thumbs up. I want to have about 300 or 400 people in the building tonight. So we got to work together. Let's click that thumbs up. Let's get about 200 thumbs up if we can. Let me say thank you real quick to, let me make sure I can say your name, Felicia, who just sent $10 in by way of Cash App, said hello and keep up the good work. Felicia, if you are listening, I really appreciate that Cash App, so thank you very much. If you guys want to hit that Cash App, it's in the description box. Let's move on to the next video.
New tonight, tragedy strikes one family twice as a mother loses 2 teenage sons to gun violence. Good evening, I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Ann Allred. The most recent victim, a 15-year-old found shot to death in a parking lot. Our Jasmine Payette's live in South St. Louis with how he's being remembered. Jasmine?
Mike, and right behind me right now is a vigil for 15-year-old Santonio Cox. His mother says he was killed as he was coming home from a girl's house, you know, something normal teenagers do. But she says what's not normal is burying 2 sons before they even turn 20.
6 kids. Now I have 4.
It's a mother's worst nightmare come true twice. The reality that 2 of her children were killed in the streets of St. Louis. Both shot execution style, found dead from bullets to the head.
I really can't explain. It's like a nightmare that you can't get over. It's like a bottomless pit.
Sunday, Roxana Edwards says she found her oldest son, 15-year-old Santonio Cox, on Vermont Avenue, his body in a lot just down the street from their home.
I hate that this happened to you, and I'm sorry that this happened to you. That's what I said to him.
Santonio was a twin, and she says it was his other half.
Does anybody notice something from this picture? I'm still waiting on somebody to say it. Excuse me. Anybody notice anything wrong with this picture? I will gladly wait. I know y'all are about 30 seconds behind me, but I want to see if somebody caught this. Gang signs. Boom. Let me back this video up so y'all can see this again.
Home from a girl's house, you know, something normal teenagers do. But she says what's not normal is burying two sons before they even turn 20.
We actually had another Cash App that came in from Gigi. Gigi, if you're listening, send in a $10 Cash App. So Gigi, if you're listening, thank you very much. You guys continue to hit those support links. So thank you to you guys. I appreciate that.
6 kids. Now I have 4.
It's a mother's worst nightmare come true twice. The reality that 2 of her children were killed in the streets of St. Louis, both shot execution.
Y'all see that?
Execution style, found dead from bullets to the head.
I really can't explain. It's like a nightmare.
And they make it seem like these are just random violent shootings when most of these people that are doing this stuff, they all know each other. They all know each other. They go to school together. They live in the neighborhoods together. Keep in mind, what's the common theme? We're blaming guns, right? The guns are the fault. If you put a gun on the ground, you just take this thing and you just set it on the ground, it's going to go around killing everybody, right? It's going to go around shooting these 17 children, right? If I take a freaking knife and I take it and stick it in the ground, that knife is going to get up out the ground and go just start poking people in the neck, right? This gun is going to take this thing and start... It's gonna go find some bullets and start loading the magazines up itself. Then it's gonna jump inside of the gun. Then it's gonna load itself and then just walk around. It's gonna go get an Uber. This gun is gonna pay for an Uber. It's already got a PayPal and all kind of stuff set up, right? This gun is gonna take itself and go around the city and just start terrorizing people, right? Let's blame the gun. It's the gun's fault. These guns, I did not realize that they created these guns with AI. Can we get a hashtag guns with AI in the chat? I don't even know how you would do that. But yes, it's the gun's fault. Right? The guns are getting rope and they're tying these people up and shooting them in the head execution style. These guns are kicking in doors, right? These guns are hopping out the passenger seat and just busting on people with the dick sticks. Y'all know what the dick sticks are, right? The extended clips or extended magazines, right? It's the gun's fault. Let's ban these things. These things are horrible individuals. Guns with AI. Guns with AI, because apparently these things are very intelligent. The fact that they have a mind of their own and they could just get up and just go take people out. We need to ban these things. These things are horrible individuals. Matter of fact, y'all know United Guns of America, that's Relationship Rehab. He says that these guns are not weapons, they're tools. And I agree with him. Guns are not weapons, they are tools. Just like anything that we have that are tools, just like an impact wrench, just like a Phillips screwhead driver, just like a socket wrench. Hashtag babies for benefits. Thank you. Guns are tools, and all tools should be used responsibly.
But you can't get over. It's like a bottomless pit.
Sunday,
Y'all see where I'm going with this, right? I ain't even got to my point yet.
Roxana Edwards says she found her oldest son, 15-year-old Santonio Cox on.
What kind of music you think you're listening
found
to?
her oldest son.
What kind of music do you think you're listening to? Hashtag gang gang. Can we get a hashtag gang gang in the chat?
15-year-old Edwards says she found her oldest son, 15-year-old Santonio Cox.
Y'all see him throwing up his set, right?
Edwards says she found her oldest son, 15-year-old Santonio Cox.
But that's not supposed to matter, right? Gang affiliated, but apparently being in a gang has nothing to do with the violence. Right? Or am I wrong?
On Vermont Avenue, his body in a lot just down the street from their home.
I hate that this happened to you, and I'm sorry that this happened to you. That's what I said to her.
Santonio was a twin, and she says it was his.
Y'all see that? Hashtag gang gang. Jacoby just sent in a Cash App. Thank you very much. We also, or excuse me, sent it in by way of Venmo. I forgot Venmo was there too, if you want to use that. Also, we just got one in from a person that I know wants to remain anonymous. And that's always cool. If you don't want me to say your name, you could always type it in the description box. Send in some love. Thank you very much. You know who you are. Thank you very much. Hashtag gang gang.
The other half, Antonio, that told her something was horribly wrong before they found him.
In the midst of us looking for him, he was saying, "Mom, my head is hurting really bad." Clearly what he was feeling like his brother was shot in the head.
So apparently from 2010 to 2019, in the past 10 years, apparently being in a gang no longer that means that violence doesn't happen anymore, right? What's up, Cedar Hill, Texas? I see you. I remember back when I was growing up, back in the 80s and 90s, if you joined gangs, that was for life. What the hell did I just drop? That used to be for life. When you joined a gang, that was for life, and you know that death was a real possibility, ride or die. When I was growing up, I'm an 80s baby. Growing up in the 80s and 90s, I grew up at the height of gangs. Grew up in a gang neighborhood. I grew up around the Bloods. I seen all of the shit going on. I grew up around this stuff. B's and C's, that's all I knew. All through school. I'm 36 years old. I've lived it and I've seen it. Most of my peers grew up in it and seen it. A lot of them participated in it. We knew what time it was back then. I grew up in a time when the color of your t-shirt, and sometimes not even the color of your t-shirt, sometimes just the color inside of your t-shirt. If my AFC logo, if the letters AFC were written in a different color, that might have gotten you shot and killed. Maybe some of y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Sometimes your shoelaces could get you killed. Sometimes the color of your shoes could get you killed. Sometimes the color of your socks could get you killed. The color of the car that you are riding in could get you killed. You couldn't wear certain hats. You could not wear certain teams, because sometimes if the teams that you like football teams, like your Dallas Cowboys or your San Francisco 49ers, they were prevalently known for blue and red. If you wore those teams, even if it didn't have the colors on the clothing that you were wearing, that could get you shot and killed. Somebody tell me if I'm lying. So if we've had 30 to 40 years of knowing that gangs will get you fucking killed, then why are these stupid son of a bitches still joining gangs? Why are these stupid ass parents still allowing their kids to grow up around gangs, hang with gangs, If you know that your city is prevailing in violence, then why are you continuing to live around these stupid ass people that apparently don't give a shit about their future? What did I say that was wrong? What did I say that was factually inaccurate? Don't tell me about you didn't like the way I said it, because last time I checked, people didn't like the way Candace Owens said it. Or they didn't like what she said, rather than the fact that she spoke very nice, very eloquently, like a awesome, beautiful, intelligent adult. And they still shut Candace Owens down. So apparently saying it nice don't mean shit to people. They don't like what you're saying, not how you said it, even though they say they want you to say it nicer. Last time that I checked, when we started taking fathers out of the household or making the choice to not have the fathers in the household, government didn't come in and snatch the men out of the household. They didn't do anything without our consent. The government can't do anything without your consent. I don't know if you're aware of this or not. They can't come in and tell you you have to adhere to these conditions unless you consent to it in order to get these benefits. Hashtag babies for benefits. In order to collect these benefits, you have to adhere to rules. That's the way that life works with anything. If you agree to work in a bank, then you have to adhere to having a clean background, a clean history. You have to adhere to having your fingerprints taken. There are rules and regulations to everything. It's just like when Tommy says this all the time. I love when he says this. If I have a rule that when you come inside my house, you have to take your shoes off, are you going to tell me, fuck my rules? If you tell me that whenever you have a drink and I come to your house, you tell me, Jay, whenever you have a drink, you need to take a coaster, put it down before you put it on my table. I paid $2,000 for that table. I don't want you taking your cup and putting it on my table and ruining my table. Am I going to tell him, fuck your rules and fuck your table? I'm going to take my cup and set it on your table anyway, and you have to deal with it because you can't discriminate against me, even though it's your house. Does that sound familiar? When black people feel like they can go up in the gas station and steal your shit and expect for you not to kick their ass? Well, if somebody came into your house into some shit that you own and you decide to give them a ride and they get in your car and decide to kick their feet up on your dashboard, you mean to tell me that you're not going to slap them in the face or punch them in the mouth or kick them out of your car or prevent them from being able to get a ride in your car? Something that you owned, you put your credit on the line. You the one signed up for the damn loan in order to get that business. Y'all tell me where there is a pro-black that exists that can debate anything that I just said and prove me to be factually wrong. Tell me something that I said that was factually inaccurate. Matter of fact, guys, this ain't even the good part. This is not the good part. What I have to say is written down in 6 notes. 6 notes. Y'all believe in conspiracy? 666? Got 6 things to say to you after these videos. So stick around. Click that thumbs up.
So that's what he felt.
The shooting makes Cox the third
We are just getting started.
child to die in one weekend in the city and the 13th to die this year. But for Edwards, this is the second child she'll have to bury in 2 years.
His car got shot up and a bullet hit him in the head. So that's what happened to him. Did they find somebody for him? No.
At the time, her son Leland Butler had just turned 18.
And to come into this year to lose another son, like, it's ridiculous.
The senseless tragedies taking away whatever hope she had in change.
While we talking, somebody is dying. Somebody ain't been shot. You get what I'm saying? It's happening. Like, that's something that's not finna change.
We losing too many people, family.
This is the one that I really want y'all to pay attention to. Pay attention to the signs. Listen at this. We're talking about black on black crime and only black on black crime, which is the direct result of black single mothers. Stick to the topic. Conservative red pill with a passport is actually right. What about the kids shooting up white schools? Well, Porsche, matter of fact, let me ask this question before we continue. I got time tonight. I'll skip what I was going to do tonight. Does anybody want to call in and speak with me live and tell me why you disagree with what I say? Anybody who agrees with Porsche Mitchell or Porsche Mitchell or any of you people, does anybody want to call in to combat what I'm saying? And I'm not going to overtalk you. I'm not going to stop you from saying what you want to say. I want you to say what you're going to say, and then I'll respond to what you said. But I want you to tell me where I'm wrong. Don't block or don't time out anybody. Y'all know this is a place where we have the conversation. Don't block or time out. Y'all know I'll make time for the people that sign up for the 3rd tier on my membership portion. If y'all want to just talk to be talking, I'll actually make time to talk to y'all, I believe, once or twice a month if you want to. You can actually take advantage of that perk. But if you want to debate something that I'm saying, I'm just saying it's being blamed on black mothers. Why should it not? Why should you not blame the people who are in charge? When you go to McDonald's and you have a problem with your order and they tell you, well, hey, it's not our fault. Who are you going to go to next? Are you going to talk to the next employee? Are you going to talk to the person on fries? Are you going to go talk to the person on the drive-through window? Or are you going to ask to speak to a manager? Who are the managers of the black community at this point? Y'all love Barack Obama. Who did he say was running the black community right now? Should we not talk to the people that are running the black community, or should we go talk to some people that ain't running nothing? I'll ask that question again. Should we go talk to another employee, or should we go talk to the manager? Which one? So Porsche Mitchell, if you have a problem with a business, are you going to go talk to another employee about your problem, or are you going to talk to the manager? That's a simple question. So answer that. I'll be waiting to see what your answer is. And also, if you want to call in, I will absolutely make it to where you can call in and you can remain anonymous if you like. I'll just call you by whatever your chat name is. So if anybody wants to do that, let me know. Just post it in the chat. One of my moderators will let me know if y'all want to speak. Let's go ahead, watch this video and tell me what you think.
We losing too many people, family.
Pain and anger erupting at an emergency community meeting.
We had to bury 5 people in our family within 2 days.
A long line of those who've lost loved ones demanding authorities stop the bloodshed.
So if you're going to talk to the manager, then I want you guys to understand that this is what you're looking at right now, and I'll play the video. What you're looking at in this video is a bunch of people that have a problem with the restaurant, but yet they're going, this is almost like people having a problem with Popeyes, and they're going down to KFC and Chick-fil-A and complaining about what Popeyes is doing. They won't deal with Popeyes, but they want to go complain to everybody else. I want you guys to watch this and tell me if you notice what I notice.
We losing too many people, family.
Pain and anger erupting at an emergency community meeting.
We had to bury 5 people in our family within 2 days.
A long line of those who've lost loved ones demanding authorities stop the bloodshed. In the St. Louis metro area, at least 20 children have died in gun violence this year, more than a dozen since spring. Vigils for victims all too often, like this one for 8-year-old Trina'ty Thompson.
She kissed me and told me bye.
Her father, Rashid, let her go to a football jamboree, a reward for doing all her chores. Then gunfire broke out.
She was a protector and lover, and she just wanted everybody to know that she loved us.
The case is unconnected but have a disturbing pattern, investigators say. Adults usually the targets, the kids innocent bystanders. Afterwards, witnesses refused to tell police what happened. Police hoping $100,000 of reward money will entice residents to come forward. People are afraid. What do you tell them?
Well, you have to stand up and stand out, and we will do our best to protect them as best we can.
Without more help, the fear is the unrelenting street violence will claim even more young lives. Ron Allen, NBC News, St. Louis.
I'm going to play this part again, just the front part. And y'all tell me, don't y'all see a problem with this? All these black people are complaining about black people killing black people, and they're asking white people to do something about it. Watch again.
We losing too many people, family.
Pain and anger erupting at an emergency community meeting.
Look at that again.
We losing too many people, family.
Pain and anger.
Look at that. All of those people in there are begging white people to fix black people problems. Look at that.
Erupting at an emergency community meeting.
We had to bury 5 people in our family.
We had to bury 5 people in our family. Why should white people care about that? If y'all claim that white people are supreme and they are already hating on us in America, then why are you asking those same white people to be benevolent? Shout out to Tommy Sotomayor. You're begging the people that are holding you back to be benevolent and help you. Why? Why? Matter of fact, don't type at her anymore if you would, guys. If she ends up wanting to call in, just tag my name, The Soto Podcast, and just tell me if she wants to call in. Other than that, just let her continue to be a part of the conversation. We want everybody to speak their thoughts. And while you guys are here, click that thumbs up, okay? So for now, don't address her anymore, but just let her continue to participate in the conversation, okay? But if she wants to call in, tag my name and let me know if she wants to call in. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next video. Let me see. Let's go here.
Tonight, the mother of 13-year-old Clifford Swan is left with only memories.
Funny, he was outgoing, he did jokes all the time, he loved school.
Swan was killed last night while walking with 2 older friends through an apartment complex. Investigators arresting an 18-year-old.
Look at what Demetrius wrote in the chat. Demetrius said, "Why are you asking people you hate to help you?" Do y'all agree with that? I agree. Pass a law and move all guns out of America. But let me ask you this, Mimi, how do you take guns away from people that are already operating outside the confines of the law? How do you take guns away from people that don't care about the law? If you have an answer to that, then you actually don't have to take guns away from law-abiding citizens. You could actually just go take the guns away from the people that aren't going to follow the laws anyway. Then you solve the problem. Do you see what I'm talking about? See how that works? You see how logic works? I know it pisses you off when you can't get around that. I'll say that again for the people, and that might have went over your head. If you say move all of the guns out of America, then that means that they're going to come for the people that are already following the laws. Take their guns away, move them out of America, but the people who don't care about the laws are going to continue to hide and run and keep their guns, and they're going to continue to wreak havoc on America. And if you have a way to take their guns, then you can actually just jump right to that point and just take their guns away from them. Take them away from the people that don't care about the laws. Now, what did I say that was factually inaccurate, and what did I say that might have missed your logic? Simple.
I just wish I would never let my son
It's okay, it's not your fault. It ain't your fault. It ain't your fault.
Swan's shooting came just hours after the death of 3-year-old Rodney March, who police say got hold of a loaded, unsecured gun where he lived and shot himself. These latest incidents bring in the total number of children shot and killed this year to 23, the youngest just 2 years old.
Everyone that's over the age of 9 years old is able to say, "I'm afraid of being shot." It's real. It's horrific. We're in a real state of trauma.
Police blame a flood of high-powered weapons. Where are all these guns coming from?
People coming in the community and selling guns, stolen guns. That's a big problem.
Police say they still need more help from witnesses, while the St. Louis area's kids are under siege. Ron Allen, NBC News.
Hey, NBC. Just Jay, do you dislike black women? What does that matter? Explain, what does that even mean? When I said these gangs are the ones doing this violence, and you say, do I dislike black women? Well, how many black women are in gangs compared to the black men? Where did you even get that from? Vonzetta Golson, I'm sure I've seen you here, and I know you're not trolling me because I think you've been here for a while. And I don't mind the question, but I'm just wondering, where did that question come from? Do I dislike black women? I'll answer your question and say, no, I don't dislike black women. I dislike the state of black women. There's a big difference. I'm saying in general. Okay, I can answer that. In general, no. In general, no. I don't dislike black women in general, but I do dislike the bad ones. I dislike what we represent as black people as a whole. I dislike the fact that black women are in charge of the black community. I dislike the fact that black women are literally making all of the choices and not including the black men in those choices. I dislike the fact that we continue to just shovel money into black women and black women continue to spend money on bullshit. While we talking about that the government needs to come in and build this and build that, but we come in and spend multi-billions of dollars on hair weave and fucking nails and shoes and bags and fucking Hennessy and fucking rims and tires and bullshit that we don't even need. When we can literally just cut one of those things out. Just stop spending money on Hennessy. How about that? How about that as a solution? Black people, en masse, stop buying Hennessy. Can you do that? That'll help the black community. How about this? Black people, if you live in the hood, stop buying extravagant cars. Right? If you're a single black woman and got 5 kids, don't go out and go buy a $50,000 car. You don't have to have a 2019, a 2020, a 2021 with dubs on it. I don't even know if they call it that anymore. You don't have to have the latest and the greatest. Crawl before you walk. What's wrong with learning to do your own natural hair? What's wrong with stop going into these Chinese nail shops? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Did I just hit a chord with some of you? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Do you absolutely have to go to an Asian nail shop? Really? After those Asians told you, fuck you and fuck your business? Fuck your feelings? Y'all go down and go smash their windows down, talk about y'all disrespecting black women. But y'all had y'all black asses right back in there the next day before the wood even has a chance to really fully grip to the nails that they nailed those windows up, and y'all had y'all black asses right back in there 2 or 3 times over and made it to where Mr. Tyrone then wasted his time, wasted his energy, wasted his arrest record, wasted his job, and wasted his time that he could have been spending with his kids and his wife and had his stupid ass down there in jail. He has more court dates, and y'all are going to have to pay for his court fees. At least I hope you would, because he was down there standing up for black women. Can we get a hashtag Black Power in the chat? Black Power, Black Power, Black Power. It's only good when it's used correctly, right? Black Power don't mean nothing unless you use it correctly. Am I talking too much? Are you going to flaggy my channel? Right? Am I making some of you guys mad right now? Because you actually don't have a way to combat what Tommy or me or anybody else has been saying this entire time and Candace Owens. I'm going to start throwing Candace Owens' name in there. I want somebody to present an intelligent argument to tell me why anything that Candace Owens said was factually inaccurate. I don't give a shit the fact that you said that you didn't like that she said it. She actually said it in a very nice, sweet, logical way. Tyrone is going to be asked out. So no, I don't hate black women. But even if I did dislike black women have given us every opportunity and every reason to hate them. They sold out on black men. Uh-oh, that might get me flaggy too. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Did you just get mad? Did you just get mad, black women? Did y'all get mad? I'm gonna say that again. Black women have sold out black men. Did DJ Just J just say that? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. You gotta get mad. Gotta get mad. Yes, I said it. When have you guys seen black women stand up for black men outside of when they're lying dead in the street or laying dead in the casket? Don't worry, I'll wait. Yep, you see that? Yeah. I'll say it again. Not all black women are like that. Yes, I'm sorry, I forgot that some of you motherfuckers are slow. Sorry about that, Portia Mitchell. I'm sorry, I forgot bitches like you are slow. My apologies. Let me slow it down. Let me slow it down and say, hashtag not all black women. I'm so fucking sorry. I'm sorry that I forgot to tell people that are not intelligent that it's not all black women. Not all black women are out here mourning over their kids dying in the street. Not all black women in St. Louis are crying over their kids dead in the street. Not all black women in Chicago are crying over their dead fucking babies. I'm sorry, it's not all. My apologies. I didn't realize that I was talking about all black women who are suffering at the hands of other black women whose children are going out and terrorizing the entire goddamn United States of America. My fucking apologies. My bad. From my heart to yours, Portia, and anybody who agrees with you, my bad. I forgot. I know that they put out a statistic to say that y'all are the most intelligent people in the United States of America. But I did my research. I was doing my Googles. As I was doing my Googles, I was looking. And you know what I found when I was doing my Googles? Oh shit. Look right there on the screen. You know what that says? Y'all see what that says on the screen? It says black women actually aren't the most educated in the United States of America. Is that right? Am I seeing that right? Can y'all see that on my screen? It actually says that you are the most enrolled in college in the United States of America. Let me do my Googles again. Maybe I got that wrong. Let me log in, do my Googles. Let me see. Google. Thank you, Matthew. Donated by way of cash. Oh, thank you very much. I got it. Said for a great show. Thank you very much. And Jade in the chat said, keep up the good work. Also donated. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. If I'm speaking some truth right now to you guys, send a cash app. Send a message in the cash app. Tell me where I'm wrong at. I know you don't like it, but it's okay for us not to like where we're at. Let me say that again. It's okay for you not to like where the black community is right now. None of us should like this. None of us should like these queens having to stand out here in front of the news with no man and talk about their dead babies. Nobody should like that. Nobody should be happy that it's happening. As a matter of fact, I don't think anybody in America is happy that people are dying like this. I'm sure nobody. Oh, I can say your name. Okay, my bad, Mephisto. My bad. I forgot. My apologies. So he said it's okay. So thank you, Mephisto, for the donation again. My brother Mephisto. Always appreciate that. Nobody in America is happy that guns are renting Ubers and going out and shooting people. These things are getting up and they have a mind of their own. Hashtag guns with AI. I thought the most intelligent people in the United States of America would at least understand what I'm saying. Be able to take this thing, what's called discernment. Portia, do you understand what discernment means? I would assume that you're probably one of those people that are the most educated, right? So I'll use terminology that I know that you can understand. Use discernment in my stories, and maybe you wouldn't have to make so many blanket statements that actually don't equivocate to anything. That's just like with T.I. coming in when Candace Owens is talking and talk about, well, what's the solution? When was America great again? What was the solution? Let's move on with my video. Y'all ain't feeling me right now. Y'all not feeling this. Y'all not feeling this.
Tonight, the mother...
Let me go ahead and move on to my next video. I don't think nobody out there in this chat's hearing me right now. Y'all don't want to click the thumbs up. Y'all not feeling me right now. Y'all don't want to show me no love right now. It's all good. I understand. Rachel This just joined the channel membership. And if you guys want to know how to join the channel membership, it is actually right by the subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel. But just subscribe if that is, and so going forward next month, the only way you'll be able to type in the chat is if you're a member of the AFC, the Advocates for Children. So thank you very much.
13. That's how many children in St. Louis have been shot and killed since the summer began. 13 families forever.
Do you hear me, Miss June Bennett? Y'all feel me? Or am I just pumping a whole bunch of hot air into this microphone for no reason?
Changed.
The latest death came overnight last night. Chris Davis joins us now to remember all of these lives that were cut too short.
Just got a new member, so thank you to Lisa. Lisa also just joined the membership. It is now also available for the people that were having trouble with Apple products. There's a special link. Look by the symbol that has the Apple logo, and you can actually use that one, and you can join the channel membership without having to sign in from a computer. So thank you to Lisa, and also thank you to Rachel. Thank you, ladies. Shout out to my ladies, and y'all see, at least one of them is a black lady. I see somebody understands where I'm coming from. Matter of fact, if you're a black woman in my chat, my statistics show that about 70 to 80% of my audience is black people. Excuse me, I said black people. Women. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. 70 to 80% of my audience is women. I don't know what race you are. But if you're a black woman and you understand what I'm saying, then type something in the chat and tell me what you guys think. Acknowledge yourselves. Shout out to my brother Relationship Rehab. If you guys have not subscribed to his channel, you might want to do so. Shout out to my brother Relationship Rehab.
Well, Jen, the latest, a 15-year-old boy named Centennial Cox. We've had so many children die, it's hard to remember all of their names. Here's a look back at what we've lost.
School just started, and the kids getting killed.
Sometimes we get so focused on the number, we forget the name.
The danger that's out here.
We forget their impact.
She got shot in her chest.
The most jarring have been the youngest victim.
No, they was not out here interviewing those babies like that. Jesus Christ. What the fuck is wrong with these parents? Y'all look at this again. We almost had about 250 people in the building. So I'm assuming that those 50 people probably got up in their feelings. I understand. Look at this again, guys. Y'all know we're the AFC. We advocate for children. Why are they doing interviews with children? Look at this again.
She got shot in her chest.
Why are they interviewing children? Is that the people that are interviewing them? Is that their fault, or is that the parents' fault? Are we going to blame white supremacy that they're coming in and interviewing babies? What a bag of Ruffles chips. Out here eating these unhealthy snacks as toddlers on camera. Why are they interviewing babies? You know why? Because the parents consented to it. Whoever their caretakers are consented. These people can't just come into your neighborhoods and interview your kids unless you allow them to. God, dog, come on, man.
Number, we forget the name.
The danger that's out here.
We forget their impact.
She got shot in her chest.
What I said is the problem, not these people coming in and y'all allowing them to interview your babies. Apparently that's okay.
The most jarring have been the youngest victims. Kennedy Powell was just 3. She and her friends swarmed her father's car for a piece of pizza when she was shot in a drive-by shooting. Her friend forever scarred.
She up there with Jesus.
Caden Johnson, 2 years old.
She up there with Jesus. Oh my God. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Thank you to my guy SH Play who just joined the channel membership. Brother, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Going forward, guys, that's going to be the place where you'll be able to chat. It's really easy. It only costs you 6 cents a day. Real cheap and easy. Real easy. The very first tier will allow you to chat in the chat all the time, every time.
He was inside his home with his mother when they were both shot and killed. It's a reminder that the most common places can turn dangerous. Christina Curry was standing in her high school parking lot.
When did it become okay to hurt our children?
Jashawn Johnson, Daryl Williams, separate shootings, similar result. Both were found shot and killed in the street. Devon Winters was inside his car. He would never make it home. Maisha Cannon walked out of her door for the last time to go talk to her boyfriend. She was shot just feet from that front door.
Is white supremacy out shooting these kids? Y'all let me know what white person that was shooting up the schools went and shot up these neighborhoods. Because last time I checked, the white people that are shooting up the schools are shooting up white people. Did I say something that was inaccurate? Hashtag not all. Who's shooting up the neighborhoods? The majority of kids that are dying in the black community, who's killing them? Hashtag not all incidents, but who's killing the majority of them?
She did not deserve this.
Each had talents. Jason Eberhard was described as a football phenom. Family told us 11-year-old Charnisha Keys was...
Y'all let me know when y'all see a white hood and some rope. And let me know when the KKK is coming through and sweeping through these neighborhoods and doing drive-bys on all these kids that are dying. All 17 of them died by the KKK, right? Okay. Okay, yeah, right.
The most popular girl on her block. She was shot.
The KKK is who you should be scared of. Not the people that look like you walking around with the guns and performing drive-bys. The ones closest to you are the ones that do you. The ones that are killing these people are the ones that look exactly like them. They all know each other.
Killed inside her home. Eddie Hill was so gifted in school he was allowed to skip a grade, but never made it back on the bus. He was playing outside in front of his house and confused fireworks for gunfire.
We just want justice.
Say his name!
7-year-old Xavier Usenga was playing with his sisters the night before the first day of school when he was shot and killed. It left a community leader mourning what could have been.
He could have been the next damn president. He had an amazing spirit.
And then there was 8-year-old Journey Thompson. She was killed at a high school football jamboree. It has left her father broken.
Why did you take my baby away from me?
Journey was the focus of this vigil.
And I was at so damn Friday.
The list of names has gotten so long,
3 out of
they
their
pray
pockets.
about it once a week.
Amen. Love will change St. Louis.
Love will change St. Louis. Yes, let's pump more money and love into St. Louis. Apparently people don't love St. Louis enough. Yes, there's your solution, black folks. There it is in a nutshell. Let's send more love and let's send more money. That'll fix it.
Yeah, John.
And let's put more laws on the guns. Yeah.
Yeah, John, tonight here at this school, there are candles still lit, spelling out the name of the young girl who attended school here. Journey Thompson was only 8 years old when she was shot and killed near Soldan High School Friday night. Another St. Louis night.
We got a chance to make a difference.
Another vigil.
There is a crisis in our city.
This time, all the families who have lost children to violence this year gathered to demand action.
Like if a little girl get killed, nobody wants to come forward because they think that's snitch, but it's not snitch.
The father of 8-year-old Journey Thompson demanding justice. $25,000 rewards have been made available for several cases involving murdered children, but still no answers. Organizers called on...
Is this happening in any other state? Do you have to even ask that question? Are you even watching the news? Is it happening in any other state? Back when I was growing up, when I was listening to No Limit Music for some of my people that live in Louisiana, where did they say was the murder capital of the world in the 90s? Anybody want to answer that? Where was the murder capital of the world in the 90s? Have you guys never heard of South Central? Have you guys never heard of Compton? Guys never heard of a place called Cuyahoga County? You guys never heard of a place called Philly? What about Broward County? Where is Broward County at? Does anybody have any idea where Broward County is? Oh, am I speaking too much logic, too much facts right now? That hurting some of y'all feelings? DC, yep. Ninth Ward, yep. Hey, shit. Shout out to the Ninth Ward. Absolutely. Ladyfoot's got it. Mephisto got it. Yep. Let me just play the video.
The state to provide more resources, neighbors to be more active, and parents to be more responsible.
You have to be that voice of reason in there. You're the mother.
Anybody ever heard of a place called Houston? Port Arthur? Sugarland? D-Town? Matter of fact, what's that other place? Oak Cliff. That's my hood. Get it understood. Y'all ever heard of Oak Cliff? Where are all my people from Texas at? One thing that I know about Texas is we're honest. We are honest. We know our shit and we accept our shit. And we don't want the bad stuff to keep happening.
You're the father. You're the first teacher. You're the first role model.
That's the grandmother of Xavier Usanga. The child was killed while standing in his own yard.
In my day, we fought. We took bricks and sticks and we fought. Today, when you pick up a gun and you shoot at somebody, if you miss that somebody, it's got to go somewhere.
This woman don't even realize what she just said. I'm going to replay her part, and I want y'all to tell me what you heard her say. She just literally confirmed everything that I've been talking about this moment. I see Oak Cliff is in the building. Dallas is in the building. Some of y'all have actually met me and Tommy in Dallas and Houston, and we get a lot of love out there. Dade County, thank you. Thank you. Is it happening anywhere else? Why would you even have to ask that question? Listen to what this woman just said again. She old school. She's old enough to be my mama. Listen to what she just said. Back in the day, we used to fight with what? When they didn't have access to all these guns? How did they used to kill each other? Listen to what she just said again.
In his own yard.
In my day, we fought. We took bricks and sticks and we fought. Today, when you pick up...
And she's actually lying because they actually were killing each other because in the 70s and 80s, that's when gangs started. The 60s and the 70s started. The drug epidemic kicked up and so did the violence, which was also the breakup of the Black Panther Party, which started the Crips, and then the Bloods came after that because they couldn't agree, and then they started fighting each other. They grew and continued to fight each other. And yes, they were fighting with sticks and bricks and guns. It don't matter. They would have fought and killed each other regardless of whether they had guns. Facts. Where are my people that know their gang history at? Sticks, bricks, and bats. And they were still killing each other.
The child was killed while standing in his own yard.
In my day, we fought. We took bricks and sticks and we fought. Today, when you pick up a gun and you shoot at somebody, if you miss that somebody, it's got to go somewhere.
Y'all see how stupid she sounds? Back in my day, we wasn't using guns. Were they really not? She don't look no more than about 70, maybe 60. So that means she was probably born like my mom and dad in the 50s. And she saw this happen in the 70s and 80s because she would have been a teenager going into her 20s. You mean to tell me she didn't know shit about the gangs? About switchblades? You mean to tell me that she didn't know nothing about sawed-off shotguns? You mean to tell me that she didn't know nothing about Larry Hoover and Tookie Williams and all of the rest of these cats? You mean to tell me that she was clueless about all of this, right? Interesting. Interesting. Gang history isn't something to promote. Gangs are still going on today. You make it seem like gangs are over. Like gangs are more prevalent than they ever have been. They have been broken up. The reason the gangs were started was for something positive, and it ended up turning into something negative. That's a fact. CRIP stood for Community Revolution in Progress. So you mean to tell me that it was always negative? How am I promoting gangs? How? Y'all are always talking about we need to know our history about slavery. And relating what we went through in slavery to depict what's going on today. So why can't I talk about gangs? Something I actually lived through, something that I survived. It's funny how don't nobody want to call in and tell me that, because I don't think that you guys understand. I don't think that you really believe in anything that you're actually saying when you try to combat my points by just spitting out some random stuff. It hasn't happened yet. Let's move on.
That somebody, it's got to go somewhere.
Charles Shelton's cousin, 16-year-old Jason Eberhardt, was recently shot and killed.
Black Panther started out as something positive. That is exactly right. The Crips came in after the Black Panthers. Literally one right after another. They broke up the Black Panthers and they had to have something else. That's just a fact. That's just what happened. It started out as something positive, turned into something bad.
Shelton joined the Neighborhood Net effort, a group of volunteers going to area bus stops in the morning and afternoon to make sure kids are safe.
Right now, what I've been able to do is get out in the mornings and basically patrol my neighborhood.
Fill these up for me.
Better Family Life is looking for more volunteers to do what they believe is a way to turn grief and mourning into action. And
apparently me saying gangs are bad is me promoting it. Got it. Thank you.
And can turn St. Louis around.
Neighborhood Net, come on out.
When you talk about St. Louis, the fact that you say St. Louis and you compare us to Chicago, that should be an embarrassment for us.
Ooh, listen at that again. This is why men need to be at the forefront. Listen to what he said again.
And can turn St. Louis around.
Neighborhood Net, come on out.
When you talk about St. Louis, the fact that you say St. Louis and you compare us to Chicago, that should be an embarrassment for us.
Listen to what he said again. Shout out to James Clark.
The fact that you say St. Louis and you compare us to Chicago, that should be an embarrassment for us.
Listen at him again.
Come on out.
When you talk about St. Louis, the fact that you say St. Louis and you compare us to Chicago, that should be an embarrassment for us.
And he's from there. I agree, brother. I 100% agree. Let's move on.
But this is a part of life.
Wait a minute, here it comes.
With balloons in their hands and grief in their heart, family and friends of 15-year-old Santonio Cox marched to the scene where his body was found Sunday morning.
He was everything I had.
His twin fought back tears over losing his brother and friend.
Thank you for coming.
His mother.
Y'all see what he got on his head? Throwing up gang signs. And his twin brother came out in what?
15-year-old Santonio Cox marched to the scene where his body was found Sunday morning.
He was everything I had.
And we shouldn't be embarrassed about someone displaying their gang culture and being proud of it and showing pictures talking about gang. Apparently, nobody sees a problem with that. Okay, fine, whatever.
His twin fought back tears over losing his brother and friend.
Thank you for coming.
His mother, who is also in mourning, stopped to offer comfort to those who needed help.
This is love. You don't have to speak it, you show it. It's nice meeting you, darling.
She also spoke to everyone who came out to honor Santonio's memory and delivered a message.
His colors, his gang colors. If that's not his gang colors, then you tell me what it actually represents. How can we change this? Start by having fathers in the household. This is what I believe will fix this. I don't mind answering that question for you. It has to start at birth. You have to have mothers and fathers in the household. In my opinion, my generation, the ones that are older than me, and this generation that's coming up that are already teenagers right now, are already faced against a very, very tough task. I'm not sure that it's going to be fixed by the time that we see the end of our lives. But I think that we can start with the babies. If you're bringing kids into this world, if you just had kids, then you need to move to a safe place and raise your children with the mother and the father in the household. Get to a safe place, raise your kid with a mother and father in the household, stop depending on the government, and start being dependent on yourselves. Be independent. That's when we'll get change. Value families. Value fathers. Value your protectors. Value your providers. Value your protection.
Hopes everyone will hear.
For all the kids, I hope y'all feel better. I hope y'all hearts are mending. And I just want y'all to prosper and not be another victim like everybody else.
She also told friends of her son that life is so precious that you better not take your life for granted.
Y'all take it and embrace it and enjoy your life while you can. Our time is getting short. So understand what you're going through, what you got to do, hear your parent, because that's what matters.
There were some.
One thing that you did not hear is you did not hear her tell her twin to drop his colors. I want you guys to notice that while her twin is on camera with his colors on, she did not tell her son to drop his colors. This gang shit is going to get you killed. She didn't do that.
Some people who came to show their support, even though they didn't know Santonio.
And I think it's important for the community to get together and show their support for the family and to show their support and love for that young man. I mean, he was taken in his youth.
The loss of this 15-year-old will never be forgotten by those who knew him. They say it's beyond time for St. Louis to stop losing kids to violence.
The message that I was really giving to the kids is, yes, don't take their life for granted, because life is too short.
Jazzo, the ghetto does not equivocate to death. Let me correct you. The ghetto does not equivocate to death. Just because you live in the ghetto don't mean you're going to die. And it doesn't equivocate to death. But the mentality does. The ghetto mentality is what's killing people. That's what has to change. It's the mentality that has to change. I'm going to show you guys a couple more quick videos and then we're going to wrap up. Sorry I kept you guys so long.
City leaders have an urgent plea. They need to know who has been killing kids in St. Louis. Good evening, everyone. I'm Sarah Maki.
And I'm Jacob Long. In order to get this information, there is now a massive new reward, $25,000. It could be yours if you can help close each of these horrific cases.
They said it's $100,000, by the way.
5 on your side's Eric Feldman. He is live tonight at police headquarters. And Eric, this reward, though, it has an expiration date.
Yeah, that's right, Jacob. About a week. September 1st is the deadline, and the mayor says that's because she wants these crimes solved quickly.
Time after time, scene after scene. It may look the same, but it can't be that way. Children shot and killed in St. Louis.
Who does this? Who shoots in the direction of a 3-year-old? Who shoots in the direction of a 7-year-old or an 8-year-old or a 10-year-old?
They know who shoots at a 7-year-old and a 2-year-old and a 10-year-old. They know exactly who it is. You ready for the answer? Ding! Niggas. That's who.
This gonna have to stop.
Since the end of April, 15 souls who should be in school are dead across the St. Louis area. Almost all of them are unsolved. Why?
Oftentimes, we don't get enough information to make a good arrest.
Basically, they're not getting enough tips. The city is shining a light on 4 of them. 2-year-old Kїllḛd Johnson, 3-year-old Kennedy Powell, 10-year-old Eddie Hill III, 8-year-old Journey Thompson, with a reward through Crime Stoppers, $25,000 for...
So y'all mean to tell me that everybody out here knows each other, but they're not getting any tips? That means that people don't want nothing to change because they're not turning into people that's doing the bullshit. If they want to change, they would fix it themselves.
Each case.
There'll be a significant incentive for people to give us information.
Usually the reward is $5,000. The massive bump is thanks to 2 donors, but it's only if a case gets solved by September 1st.
Only if a case gets solved by September 1st. Let me go ahead and close out with these last couple videos real quick. We'll try to make this quick. I don't know if this is the same video or not. No, we'll skip this one. These are too long. I got to wrap this up. Let me see. I'll make this the last video, and then I'll give y'all my closing thoughts.
My son is gone. I still want to help people save their children. I still want people to know that this is a vicious cycle.
Victims, the innocent, the determined, all gathering tonight to overcome the crime crisis killing children. All of them hoping to bring justice and restore safety. These are the 12 children killed in recent days.
Do I think things will get better? I think things will get better when you can give black people factual information and they can accept it and say, okay, until I can prove that you're wrong, I'll accept that as a fact. But until we continue, unless we stop trying to shut people down because they give us a fact, like Tommy Sotomayor, and stop shutting people down like Candace Owens, when you won't even accept a fact that people are telling you, a fact that you could actually go and try to prove that they're wrong by just bringing your facts, until we stop trying to shut down the truth speakers, then no, I don't think things will change. Until black people stand up as a community and say, okay, give us the facts, give us the stereotypes, and we'll try to take that information and either prove it wrong or fix the things that you say are a problem. Until that day comes, I don't think nothing's gonna change unless we make a change the mentality. If they say that all black women do is steal, stop stealing. If they think that all black men are thugs, stop killing. If they think that all black people are late, show up early. Simple things. So simple.
Days and months, victims of rampant violence.
Tonight, their push strengthens to find justice and to protect others. Right now, we have team coverage. News 4's Ashley Lincoln covering the town hall to change gun laws. But we will begin with News 4's Vinton Blandon live with those hoping this is a turning point. Benny?
Right now, Courtney and Steve, thousands of people in this city are hurting and many more are begging for someone who knows the killers to go ahead and call police and turn them in. But
y'all hear all that bull crap going on in the background? Lord have mercy. These news interviewers are going to have to, when they go out on the scene, they're going to need to start wearing a bulletproof vest and a helmet. Jesus Christ.
Families tonight understood that.
I guarantee y'all, one of these days, y'all going to watch one of these news reporters go out there on the scene and be giving a news story. Hello, people, here's what's going on out here in the pow, 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 pow. It's going to happen.
Message at the vigil was to bring those people in, get them inside the jail so that they can face justice and the families can be much happier.
We need families and children to be about Jesus right now.
Oh my God. Oh, he almost was about to have my support and he just fucked it up. Oh my God. I was about to agree with this brother. He just ruined it. Let me go back and let y'all hear this again. We need families and children to grow up under the same roof with mothers and fathers in the household. I honestly thought that's what he was getting ready to say. And then he went full simp. Hashtag, can y'all put a hashtag full simp in the chat? He went full simp and fucked it up. Listen again.
Justice and the families can be much happier.
We need families and children
to grow up in the same household with the moms and grow up together. Oh my God, come on, man.
So that they can face justice and the families can be much happier.
We need families and children.
To do what?
To be about Jesus right now.
Oh God, let's put this back all on the Bible. Man, don't this sound like slavery? This sounds like when niggas was in chains and niggas was on the plantation and you give a nigga a Bible and we need to go to Jesus. That white man whipping you on your back, let's go to Jesus. Jesus gonna fix everything. Yes, yes. Not having accountability, responsibility, and leadership in your homes. No, that's not gonna fix it. Jesus is gonna fix it. Hashtag full simp. Thank you so much, brother, for showing us what a real simp looks like. Thank you so much. Let me hear that one more time.
We need families and children to be about Jesus right now.
Hundreds receiving the message.
We all feel the hurt and the pain.
In front of a truck with the names of all kids killed in the St. Louis area in recent months. The sign serving as a backdrop for the victim's family, city leaders, and police all calling for peace and justice.
You know what your children are doing.
The grandmother of Xavier Usenga, a 7-year-old killed just 2 weeks ago, spoke directly to his killers.
Someone needs to speak to the perps, to the young men with the guns.
Someone needs to speak to them, or someone needs to raise them better. How about that for a noble idea? I think that's a pretty noble idea. Fix it before they get old and dumb. Damn.
Someone needs to, it should be their mother, but their mother ain't doing it.
Oh, did y'all hear what she just said? Where's some people in the chat that was asking me, do I hate black women, and was asking me, where's the responsibility of the black men? Listen to what she just said. You let black people talk enough and eventually you'll learn just how dumb we are. Listen at this again.
The perps, to the young men with the guns. Someone needs to, it should be their mother, but their mother ain't doing it.
Oh, listen to what she said again.
Young men with the guns. Someone needs to, it should be their mother, but their mother ain't doing it.
You hear her just put that sass on it? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. With the neck roll? Mm-hmm. 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 How many of you guys watch, what's that, Family Guy? I love Family Guy. Mm-hmm.
Someone needs to, it should be their mother, but their mother ain't doing it. So I'm the mother. It should be their mother, but their mother ain't doing it. So I'm the mother. It should be their mother, but their mother ain't doing it. So I'm the mother. I'm the surrogate mother. I'm talking to you.
I'm talking to you mothers. Now y'all gonna turn around and go troll the shit out of her? I'm sure you're not.
Organizers reminded the crowd the 12 shooting deaths of children in the city since April highlights St. Louis for all the wrong reasons.
You don't need no guns. Fight with your ass. Be a man and fight. And then you make up and say you're sorry the next day, man.
This just gets worse and worse. Oh my God. Where are the intelligent brothers at? I know it's got to be some intelligent brothers out there in St. Louis. Listen to this shit again.
It's for all the wrong reasons.
You don't need no guns. Fight with your ass. Be a man and fight. And then you make up and say you're sorry the next day, man.
That's the generation that grew up without fathers. How does he know? Be a man, be a man. And these kids didn't have a man in the household. So what you're trying to tell them is that they need to be like their mothers because their mothers are the mother and the father. Uh-oh. Y'all see how that's starting to come back and bite you in the ass now? When you stupid motherfuckers are turning around and going and giving these mothers Father's Day cards, then what you're telling them is that their mother is their father. So when you listen to niggas like this, then they automatically believe that the way to manhood is to be like a bitch. Be like a woman. Ain't that some shit? You see how the double talking really don't work that well? You see how those double entendres really aren't matching up the way that they are supposed to? Listen to this shit again. Be like a man. Be like a man. The only man that they know were women that raised them, who are the leaders and the backbone of the black community. Hashtag Barack Obama statements.
Like St. Louis for all the wrong reasons.
You don't need no guns. Fight with your ass. Be a man and fight. And then you make up and say you're sorry the next day, man.
How about you say don't fight at all? Avoid conflict. Talk. Why is it normal for motherfuckers to be fighting all the time? Why is it normal for people to be fighting all the time? Guys, I wish I could show y'all this video. And it was these kids, these group of niggas that was fighting in the mall. And I know y'all don't know which video I'm talking about because it's about 100,000 of them out there right now. But there was one video in particular that I watched last night that I downloaded that I can't show you on this stream of these kids that fought. And this one kid got hit in the face. He hit the ground and about 4 dudes came and kicked him smooth in the face like they was kicking a 70-yard field goal. Kicked him in the face. And then when he wasn't able to get his black ass up, you know what they came and did? You think they left him there to try to gain his senses about himself? One of them came and stomped him face down into the concrete floor. Might have killed him. He might be dead. I have no idea, but it's on video. How about instead of telling them to fight with their hands, how about telling them not to fight at all, not to have a reason to fight at all? How about teaching them to have a value about themselves? How about teaching them to have respect? I respect you. I give you respect. And you know what you do? You turn around and give me respect. Then that respect will reciprocate. I respect your property. You respect my property. I respect your thoughts. You respect my thoughts. I respect your family. You respect my family. I respect your daughter. You respect my kids. Give respect, you get it. Not take respect, not demand respect. Give respect. Give respect to children. Give respect to people in your community. Give respect to your neighbors. the respect will reciprocate. Let's finish up.
That's how I was raised.
Tonight's vigil also marks 3 years since Phyllis Curry's son
That's how I was raised, and you see how productive that turned out. It didn't.
was killed by gun violence. Her mission for change unwavering.
I'm bringing awareness because my son is gone. I still want to help people save their children. I still want people to know that this is a vicious cycle.
It's a vicious cycle, but y'all won't tell these motherfuckers to stop having kids for the benefits that they can collect from them. Hashtag babies for benefits. If the women really want to stop this, then tell these other chicks, these young girls out here going out getting pregnant, having kids by every different nigga that they can, to stop having kids by every nigga that they can. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry don't have to have a kid by your women. Stop producing kids. Stop randomly having women. Stop randomly having kids. If women decide to shut men down and stop them from having sex with them, they could also effectively stop these women from having random kids. The reason why we put the onus on the women is because it's their body and their choice. Oh, I'm going to start using those colloquialisms against you. If it's truly a woman's body and her choice, then it's also her choice who she decides to have a baby by. How about that? Your body, your choice. So whenever they say, well, why come you don't put the blame on the men? Because it's the woman's body, the woman's choice. There's your answer.
Dr. Watson is raising a young son and wants him to leave this vigil with a lifelong message.
Push forward and do what they have to do. Sometimes God will call us home, and you don't know the time, you don't know the date.
Oh, what a wonderful way to end this. Let's listen to what she said again.
Sometimes God will call us home, and you don't know the time, you don't know the date.
So they're blaming all of this stuff on God. The reason why these 17 kids got shot is because God called them home. You didn't know the time and you didn't know the place. Good job, sister. Good job. Here's the moral of the story. Let's wrap up. Here's the end. Click the thumbs up on the way out. Here's the end. Here's the end. I'm going to have to cut some of that. Well, maybe I'll just leave this whole stream up. Do y'all want me to leave the whole stream up or do y'all want me to shorten this? This thing is like almost 2.5 hours long. So tell me on the replay if you guys want me to shorten the stream or leave the entire thing up. Here's the moral of the story. Should we fear guns and knives? And they also want to ban butcher knives, by the way. Or should we fear the type of people that commit these crimes? That's my question to you. That's a real question. Should we fear guns and knives, the inanimate objects? Should we fear these objects, guns and knives? Or should we fear the type of people that commit these crimes? Just cut the intro. Okay, I can do that. I got you. Y'all voted? I got you. I'll leave it up. Point number 2. How much time in jail are guns and knives and cars getting in jail? And rocks and bricks and bats. How much time is the government giving in jail to guns, knives, cars, bricks, and all of these inanimate objects? Next point. Kids are also dying in the streets from being jumped and stomped out. So I guess we're going to come up with more laws for guns because of that, right? When these kids are still dying just from getting beat up with hands and feet, even without objects. It's a lot of kids out here getting stomped out. How many times have you guys watched videos of women fighting and as soon as they get somebody on the ground, they stomp them out? How many times have you watched these little young boys out here getting into these fights, jumping people, and as soon as they get them on the ground, they stomp them out in the head? Next point. Put the onus on the people that are running the communities. If black women don't like having all of this blame, then put the men in position to run these communities. I'll say that again. Blame the people that run the communities. If you have a problem with the United States of America, who do people blame? They blame the person who's running the country. They blame the president. Therefore, if you're going to do that, and if you have a problem with the police force, who do you blame? You blame the entire department, right? If you have a problem with your chicken sandwich, you blame all the Popeyes, right? If they don't let you in the club, who do you blame? The entire establishment, right? So if there is a problem in the community, then why do you not blame who's running those communities? Your president said, your great president that y'all love said, black women are the ones to be blamed because they're the ones running the community. Essentially, that's what he said. Next point. Yes, that's how you fix it. You threaten to kill those who speak out against the stupid stuff that's happening. You know what people are doing in my email? And I'll put this on another show. Maybe I'll do this just for a stream for my people who subscribe to my channel on the membership side. Yes, that's how you fix the problem. You go threaten DJ Just Jay's life, threaten to kill me, threaten to pull up, threaten to end my life because I'm speaking out against the violence that people are perpetrating against themselves. Yes, they are continuing to threaten my life for each and every one of these videos. Yes, that's how you fix the problem. That's how you fix the violence. Go kill the people trying to stop the violence and encourage people to stop killing themselves. That's how you fix it. Last point. If y'all don't care about my opinion, my thoughts, my facts, my platform, then I could just stop if you like. Then I'll say this. To communities like St. Louis, to communities like Cuyahoga County, to all of these communities where your kids are dying in the streets on a day-to-day basis, then the only thing you need to do at this point is go get some good life insurance on your children. That's it. At least be responsible because you know that some violence is going to happen to them. There's a high likelihood, a high probability that something's going to happen to them. At least go get some life insurance on them because they are at high risk of being murdered by people who look exactly like them. If you want all of these things to stop, you want all of these YouTube shows to stop, you want Tommy to stop, you want Candace Owens to shut up, you want me to shut up, then the least you could do is stop watching us and go get some life insurance on your kids because you're not going to move out of those communities. You know you're going to stay there. So the least you could do is if you know that they are at high risk, stop opening GoFundMes and start opening up a life insurance plan on your kids. It doesn't cost you that much. You spend money on bullshit every single day. All right? Now that is one to grow on. This is your boy DJ Just Jay. That's why we're the AFC. You know why? Because we advocate for children first. We advocate for children first. Signing out. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you guys on the next stream.